Hey everybody, welcome back. So here's an update on the rebuild of the XC700. So last weekend we went ahead and reassembled the engine. And like I said before, we were concentrating on what we were doing and we didn't film any of it. And even though we were concentrating on what we were doing, we still made a mistake. So what happened was on Sunday when we went to go fire it up, and what was happening, it was only running on one. It was running on the PTO. The mag side was not firing, and the reason it wasn't firing because it was sucking in coolant. And essentially, it's kind of, it's my mistake. We were talking and everything else, and we missed essentially the sequence of the torque pattern of what you're supposed to do when you put the engine back together. So what we did is, this is what we did wrong. We torqued down the cylinders. Well, first we aligned the cylinders with the Y pipe. We torqued down the cylinders, and then we torqued down the head to the cylinders. And that resulted in a coolant leak on the O-ring on the magneto side. So after looking at the service manual and going through the forums and everything out and reading everything, I realized what we did. And essentially the way you're supposed to do it per Polaris is you put the cylinders on the case. Essentially you line up the cylinders with the Y pipe. Essentially you just finger tight everything and you snug everything down, and then you assemble the head. You torque those down to the cylinders first, and basically once the cylinders are torqued down, then you torque the cylinders down to the case. I did that and everything's going good. So why don't we go ahead and start this up. I'm in the process of bleeding it, so we got the front end elevated, but right now it's looking pretty good. So why don't you go ahead and get this thing started. Oop. So there you go. It's running pretty good. So, but we did make a mistake, and unfortunately, I didn't film any of it. Taking it apart and putting it back together. Today is Saturday. It's going to be about 95 degrees out here. So I came out here around 5:30 this morning and started taking everything apart before the heat got out here. Right now it's about 10 o'clock. But I was able to put everything back together within 2 or 3 hours, essentially taking my time and going from there. So at this point, we're in good shape. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring it out to the driveway and power wash it, because I did get a bit of coolant in the belly pan, so we're going to wash that all out and replace the oil injection lines. Everything's looking good. This thing is smoking like crazy because we got premix in the tank and the oil injection, and I also put oil down into the cylinders once I realized we were ingesting coolant, because it was late on Sunday and I knew we weren't going to be able to get out here to take it apart until the next weekend. So I poured a ton of premix, or actually just injection oil, into the cylinders just to kind of flush out all the coolant that got ingested into the lower end. But right now it's running pretty good, and so there's an update. So again, I apologize for not filming anything as far as the actual rebuild on this. Just sometimes it's just easier to get it done and not stopping every 30 minutes or 30 seconds to a minute to film everything, and then you kind of lose track of what you're doing. So if there's any questions about what we did on this rebuild, go ahead, post them in the comments section, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. As always, thanks for watching and have a great day. See ya. Bye.